There are so many places you can start this video, either in the ski resort of Baqueira itself or anywhere within the Pallars Sobira or Upper Pallars Valley. But I decided to start it here, which is one of the most beautiful spots on this route and in the Pyrenees, just above the village of Jou, J-O-U, just north of Baqueira. I actually park just south of here in an area I'll show you shortly. But let's start here and work our way around, and then at the end I can show you if you're feeling up to the extra climb and the extra 1,000 or 2,000 meters of ascent and then the final descent back into Baqueira, you can. But it is, I do warn you, it's not only hard because of the climb to get back, but then the descent with all the bumps and the bangs and a long straight, which you can hit 100 kilometers an hour if you want to, but just pray you don't hit a bump or a rock on your way down if you do. So here we are, picking up just past this point on our way to the next village along, called Son, S-O-N. And it's really hard to convey just how beautiful this is. I mean, it is quite a good looking bit of film, but when you're on the bike you can see all the way down into the valley, and you can see pretty much all of the route that you're going to do whilst you're going along this route, which has a great feeling of circularity and a sense of adventure that just helps put this beauty into context. I never get bored of arriving in small villages, especially when you're on B and C roads. No matter what time you arrive, what time of the day it is, there's always something going on in that village, and you get a small glimpse of the life of that village whilst you pass through. And there's a few villages here that you'll see one later in Nanel, where everybody's having a aperitivo or a drink before their lunch, and it's just really nice experience to pass through these whilst you're navigating your route. There are some lovely stretches of downhill winding roads on this route. Some of them you've got to be careful in because they're quite narrow and you can't see around the corner. But as a circular route, a lot of them you can see the next few corners and you can go for it if you want to. But one of the most enjoyable stretches of winding roads I've enjoyed in a long time is to come, and you can see from this vantage point, it's between Valencia there now and Esteri there now, and it just winds in such a pleasing way that you really, I mean, if you had to Everest this section of road, I don't think you'd get bored of it anytime soon. As you arrive in Esteri de Neu, people are getting ready and in full swing for their aperitivo before the lunch. But we still have the final lake and dam, which you can see from some of the beginning shots and earlier shots, to get round and get back to the car and where I really started this route. But this is in fact where I started and ended this particular route. After the reservoir and the dam, and before the village of So, there is a short climb back up to an esplanade where you can park and have a pre-ride coffee. So there will be people who clean rent-a-cars wondering how on earth you get coffee splashes on the lid, on the roof of a car. And this is how. And there you go. Oh. Pre-ride espresso. It really is something else. So when I decided to film this shot, I did not expect so many cars to be going past. Unfortunately, when I thought up with this shot, it was during the week, and it is now during the weekend. And there is that snowy peak you can see in the background of this shot is actually a ski resort. A very small one, but it's still a ski resort. Of course, it wouldn't be an espresso film if you didn't get a bit of your camera setup. Not only there's a view this way and that way, which you've seen from the iPhone shot. Beautiful. But above me now, I'm going to get the drone out and just go past this abandoned old, beautiful abandoned old building.